me, host Eric. Does this old man run on Livestream juice? Possibly. Possibly I do. It's certainly not impossible. Now, it may be the case that on today's live stream, you're going to have to deal with seeing some health tubes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage streaming, meowing, and not showing you health tubes. Some lovely little baby cows over there, sometimes called calves. That's Boba Fett. And welcome to Talking with Famous People, the internet's only YouTube channel. What's going on, Eric? Where are you going? Why are you driving? Whatever shall we do? I'm going to Los Angeles. That's what I'm doing. Going to Los Angeles. And, I just got past, not very far past, the Indian weed store. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go get some weed from the Indian weed store. I'm going to roll myself a nice joint for this drive. I'm going to smoke it. We're going to know the true meaning of happiness. So let's go ahead and do that now. I pulled over to roll this joint, get the stream started, ready to smoke it now. This is called Cherry Gelato Pie. It tests quite high, for a sativa especially, but not smoking so great at the moment. We'll see how it hits in a little bit. There we go. Now it's hitting good. Sometimes it takes a little puff or two to get it started, you know. I'm gonna report you to the police if I smoke weed and drive. Well, I'm not smoking weed as far as you know. This is, as far as you know, could very well be a tobacco cigarette. Fortunately, it doesn't negatively impact my ability to successfully drive, so I'm not worried about it. Me either. If you are, then fuck off. And that's one to grow on. Well, there are a lot of cars going up to Bass Lake, Mariposa area. You know, everybody pouring out of Central Valley, trying to get up into the mountains for the weekend, I guess. There's not very many people at all going this way. Delicious coffee. Yeah, it's really important for people to understand that marijuana is not an intoxicant in the normal sense of the word, right? Like, not like alcohol. It doesn't impact my ability to drive at all. It's hard enough for me to just to get high remotely, and even then it doesn't negatively impact my ability to drive. People don't quite understand that, maybe if they've never smoked weed before or something, or they're not regular heads like me. You smoke weed all the time like me, it's pretty difficult to get high, really. like this for years. I'm not worried about it. But I do get that there are a lot of crazy Karens out there who would actually think like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll report Eric to the police for smoking weed. I mean, it won't do you any good. Even if someone were to call the police, tell them I was smoking a joint, and tell them my exact location and my license plate, it wouldn't make any difference by the time they got here. Even they'd have to prioritize it as a top priority, which they probably wouldn't. And then by the time they got to me, I'd be eating it, and I'd be smoking a cigarette. They'd be hard pressed to bust me for anything, you know. But the world has plenty of jerks, you know. It's like this morning, that Gulf Coast, Florida guy was such a dickwad. He didn't like my position on Ukraine, so he told me he was gonna dox me. Well, you know, you can't let people's threats push you around that much, so I don't worry about it. People gonna people, you know. They don't always make sense. They don't always know what they're doing or what they're talking about. But they be themselves anyway. They just can't help it. Nobody can help but to be themselves, ultimately. And most people are horribly wrong about all kinds of shit, so it's not surprising that they might exercise that horrible wrongness in certain ways. It's absolutely gorgeous around here right now. Even here in stinky old Madera County, it's gorgeous. Check it out. Green rolling hills. We've had so much precipitation. You might be able to see some cows out there. There's some cows on that field. I ate some cows earlier when I had a double quarter pounder at McDonald's. It was delicious. good. Pretty juicy. I also got Gorilla Glue. Just regular Gorilla Glue, I guess. Not Gorilla Glue number 4. Alright, we're coming up to a stoplight here. It's going to give me a chance to read the chat. Jonathan Earl says, on the count of he's driving, I'll go ahead and tell you his position is the correct one. We made a promise to Ukraine. We got to hold to it. I agree with you. How long do I think I will live? Another 100,000 years. Garbage, not real food. Good thing they're boycotting it. McDonald's. Well, it's understandable KFC is going to have a strong opinion on this, okay? Somebody get this man a 40 ounce. No, I'm driving, so even if I weren't driving, I don't drink, but. All right. We're going to set you up again to see what's fun. What's fun? The road, driving, etc. Why are we setting you up to see what's fun? Because we're having a health tube now. I am going to try, I guess, to manage health tube visibility a little bit here. I don't want any Uber carrying to ruin my day. Alright, as you see, they have these orange fences here. Because they are expanding this section of the road to be 4 lanes instead of 2 lanes. And for the record, where we are right now, we are between Coarse Gold and Fresno, and well, we're getting more into like western Madera County now. But I guess this would be western Madera County now. I would say Coarse Gold / the Indian Casino represents the end of eastern Madera County, which goes from about the Indian Casino, all the way up to Mariposa and to Bass Lake. There's a better view over to my left, really, but it's too much of a hassle to move the camera around. I've got a Coke, I've got a coffee. I stopped for gas in Awani, so I got a full gas tank. And it's unlikely that the next stop will be LA. I don't feel like I have to right now, but I'll probably stop at B at some point, But I shouldn't need any more extended stops between now and LA, besides maybe stopping to pee. Now it is the case that because I'm driving, I'm going to be less attentive to the chat, obviously, than I otherwise would be. But I hope to occasionally glance at it and see what's going on there. After I made sexual intercourse, we'll have better bars soon enough. As soon as I get a little closer to Fresno, we should stop this dropping periodically thing. Hopefully that was the last time. So I saw somebody in the recommended videos. Her name was, I think, Retro Roller. Maybe she was a roller skating lady. She got a YouTube play thing for 100,000 subs. Made me think, wow, maybe someday I'm going to be able to do that. It's not inconceivable. I meant seem inconceivable to you right now if you're looking and say, Eric, you have 5 people. How could you possibly imagine ever getting to 100,000 subs? Well, fair enough, friends, fair enough. But I gotta tell you, I've had 3,700 in the last 28 days. I've been steady at that for a few days now. If I keep that up, well, we're talking like 2 years, a little more than 2 years. That's not that long. I've been at this for 10 years already, you know. I don't know if I really can keep it up like that rate of growth, but it'd be great if I could. I've had a variety of people come around here and voice encouragement, saying, no, I believe you will get to be a big channel, Eric. Are they correct? I don't know. We'll find out. But you know, I can already tell this is going to be a pleasant enough drive. It's going to be too difficult. I haven't hit any unexpected problems to avoid any precipitation, you know. And it's pleasant, you know, pleasant kind of conditions to drive in. I'm going to end up avoiding LA rush hour traffic. Yes, the last stretch of the drive back will be a bit of a challenge because it's going to be at night. And when I hit the windy roads of like up above Oakhurst into Mariposa County, those are a little more sketchy to drive at night than they are during the day. But the key thing is I'll be avoiding traffic. I'll be able to keep a good rate of speed the whole way. Should make good time there and back. And you know, I need to make it back ideally before 6 a.m. Like decent amount before 6 a.m. because we're scheduled to get precipitation around 6 a.m. Then a break and then more starting around 1 in the afternoon. So I'd like to avoid driving in the rain. The last time I went to LA, I drove in horrible weather all the way down there. And it was perhaps unsurprisingly. I got this pillow set up to prevent my neck or shoulders from hurting, which they will if I don't do this. Behind me needs to chill out. I'm going plenty fast. Alright. And I'm not losing ground on the car ahead. Well, now I'm losing ground. Alright, I'll go a couple miles an hour faster. Alright, we're out of Madera County. And we are here now in Fresno County. Making our way past these mansions that are on this hill on the outskirts of Fresno County here. Not far from Fresno proper, but obviously the high rent district of Fresno out here on the outskirts. I don't know why you'd want your mansion overlooking the highway like this, but so it goes. You know, I don't tell people which mansions they should buy or build. It looked like it was probably custom built. So I'm on cruise control. I'm taking down the speed a couple miles per hour as we pass through Fresno. Speed traffic slowed down a little bit. I don't want to get a ticket or anything, you know. Well, we are moving right along down the highway, making our way past important Fresno landmarks, things like the Target, the Dick's Sporting Goods, places like Kohl's and the Home Depot. These are important landmarks here in the town of Fresno. We're just driving right past them like it's nobody's business. The Holiday Inn Express, the Hampton Inn and Suites. This, by the way, is Joe Levy Memorial Highway. I'm not sure who Joe Levy was or how he died, but this highway memorializes him. And I think we all can take a moment to remember good old Joe Levy. Alright, well, we are making time and drinking wine, except we're not drinking wine. We're just making time. I'm pleased with the lack of traffic. I'm pleased with the rate of traffic as well, the flow of traffic. It's going at a good speed. Now, this claims to be the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial Freeway. Make up your mind who you want to memorialize. Joe Levy or Dwight D. Eisenhower. You can't memorialize more than one person with a freeway. Maybe only like 1 mile of it was for Joe Levy. We just passed Shaw Avenue, named after Fresno native Jeff Shaw. And we're coming up on Ashland Avenue. Okay, fine. Shaw Avenue wasn't really named after Jeff Shaw. I'll concede that point. Since you want to be a dick about it. Okay, jeez. Everyone's like, hurry up, Eric. You're not right on the person in front of you's eyes. Just chill out, everybody. Just chill. No reason to be right on this guy. Everything's fine. Everybody just needs to stop panicking, okay? Everything's going to be fine. Next up on the right, we're going to be passing Shields Avenue here in beautiful downtown Fresno. Let me give you a few moments of viewing what I'm viewing. From the passenger seat. This lets you see what Rachel would be looking at if she were with me. She'd be sitting in the passenger seat and she'd be looking at these things. She'd be saying, hey, look, Veterans Hospital is the next exit. Just what I want. And she'd say, hurry up, Eric. Get over and get off at the Veterans Hospital. And I'd say, no, Rachel, no. We're not going to the Veterans Hospital. And then we'd have a big fight about it. Fresno Yosemite International Airport, coming up on our right. Another landmark for you to enjoy here on Talking with Famous People's Trip to Los Angeles Experience. experience the reality, the real world reality of a trip to Los Angeles. It's got thrills, it's got chills, it's got spills, and it's got more thrills. Everything you always wanted in a trip to Los Angeles. Alright, Fresno City College is coming up at the next exit. For those of you who want to go to Fresno City College, please depart now. Get off to your right and just run across the freeway until you get to McKinley Avenue. I'm sure you can make it. Just jump and just hit the ground running. It'll be fine. Well, having passed exit 129, I bet you know what's coming up next. That's right, exit 130. Everybody's favorite exit. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's actually exit 128. Joke's on me. Joke is on me. I thought I was being so clever. I was going the wrong number direction. I was facing the wrong direction on the number line. Alright. We'll take a moment to peek at the chat here while got a relatively calm bit of driving. The spills strangely smell like urine. They do, that's true. Okay. I'm not going to deny that. I'm glad I put on my glasses momentarily to read that chat. That was well worth it. So we're coming up on O Street. We have destinations on Tulare Street or to visit there. You just missed your exit. For those who are looking to get off at O Street, it's coming up quick. That's for those of you going to Chuchansky Park. Also, if you're seeking tourist information, go ahead and get off on O Street here. You see the tourist info is next exit. If you're going to the convention center, you should be getting over to the right now. You need to get off on O Street, exit 2127A. Get a little bit of a view of Fresno here. Not a very big city, but it does have a little downtown that we just passed. It's got a few, I wouldn't call them skyscrapers, but they're taller buildings than around the rest of it, you know. It's not such a terrible place, really, Fresno. If you're fine with a lot of gangs and crime and meth heads and stuff, Fresno's great. Fresno's fine. So we're gonna move on over here from the South 41 to the South 99, heading towards Bakersfield and Los Angeles. We're gonna scooch on over here into the left lane, and we just ease on to the 99 South, known by some as California's agricultural byway. I don't really know if it's known by anybody as that, but I have deemed it thus right now. It's one of the highways in California in which you're most likely to get stuck behind a dually. Don't know what a dually is? Well, that's because you're not a hick, I guess. There, that's a better view for you. I think you like that view more. We're coming up on a dually on our right. That's why I wanted to put it like this so you can see the dually. No, I'm sorry, actually, this is not a dually. I thought it was from... This is just... Oh yeah, it is a dually. The truck's a dually. The trailer's not. So if you see this truck here on the right, how it's got two wheels in the back of his back tire and one wheel in the front, well, that's called a dually. And Highway 99 in California is the highway on which you're most likely to get stuck behind a dually. At least in California. Maybe in other states you're more likely to get stuck behind a dually. But within California, you're most likely to get stuck behind a dually on Highway 99. So, I want you to know that even though you're not looking at me right now, you shouldn't feel lonely. Garten Tractor. This is the place where basically the guy we got it from, he works for Garten Tractor. And so, like our little wilderness car is from Garten Tractor. And our keychain for the key of the little wilderness car says Garten Tractor on it. We've got a lane closed, of course, because this is California. Caltrans, if they want to do something to one of the roads, let's say, I don't know, fix a curb, it'll take them 3 years to do it. Road will be closed for the next 3 years to fix a pothole. That's Caltrans for you. Well, exit 26 is American Avenue. What we're going to do is we're going to kick it up to 5th gear. Drop in behind homie here. And cruise control our way to victory. Tulare County Renaissance Fair. Oh my gosh. I'm hopeful that we might come up soon upon the Supreme Master TV billboard, which advertises some strange Christian channel on some kind of cable package that is called Supreme Master TV. All right, on the left we've got the Caterpillar store. Caterpillar used parts, Caterpillar tractors and stuff, I guess. Clovis Avenue is coming up. And then we have the Sikh Temple on the right. We're just passing the Sikh Temple. Exit 118 promises us a Holiday Inn in Selma. Well, that's 6 full exits away. On our right, we've got some orchard of some kind, growing some kind of crop. If you're into crops, you know. Let's say you're an alien and you want to leave crop circles. Well, then you're going to need to know where some crops are, obviously. Sunbelt Rentals coming up on our right here. You know, representing some of the best that the wonderful town of Clovis has to offer. We are now in the city of got some vineyards and such on the right. But this is straight up flat Central Valley farmland. This town exists purely as a stop for travelers. Watson is next exit. That's not right off the road, you know. All right, here in the city of Fowler, we've got such landmarks as the 76 station, a Denny's, a Carl's Jr.'s, a Quiznos, a Starbucks drive-thru, a Chevron, a McDonald's. Everything you need to live. Plus a palm reader. Who's got a pretty cool neon sign. Her name's Madame Sophia. Madame Sophia has got to be, for sure is, Fowler's most pimpinest psychic. Five miles to Selma, 100 miles to Bakersfield, 200 or so to LA. It's now 7:36. I think I left about 5:45. So we're about 2 hours into this drive, which is great, you know. What? Southbound 99 to Route 43 closed. Okay, well, I'm not planning on going to Route 43. But hopefully, at least the main road of 99 is just smooth sailing. Well, let's have you rejoin me over here in the driver's seat. Alright? I want you to have a front row seat on all of the action, including me drinking coffee, me drinking soda, everything. There are all these signs saying the speed limit is 55 here. This is a work zone. I don't see anybody else slowing down any, so I'm just going to keep it on cruise control. This guy wants to go fast. Okay, alright, chill the fuck out. Jesus. He doesn't care about the 55 at all. No one likes a texting driver. Don't be one. That's what the California State notification sign says. No one likes a texting driver. Don't be one. Well, I'm not a texting driver. I'm a live streaming driver. And I think you'll agree that I'm live streaming my way to victory. Now here's a restaurant I've always been interested in trying. Even though it's in the middle of BF nowhere here in Hanford, perhaps this is. I don't know what it is. It's called Cattleman's Restaurant, though. Looks like a heck of a restaurant. Looks like a real fine steakhouse. Just happens to be in the middle of BF nowhere. Cattleman's Restaurant is in Selma. It's not in BF nowhere. It's in Selma. And Selma's a pretty big little town here for a highway town. It's got an auto mall, for example. You could buy a car in Selma. This is also the part of the highway that has this dumbass little wall that since we first came up here the first time, Caltrans has still had us divided by this little wall from other cars going the same direction. Meanwhile, the other traffic is on the other side of another little wall over there. They have not finished this at all. As far as I can tell, they've made no progress on it. And we've been driving this road now for over a year. Maybe they made a little progress. I almost never see anybody working on all my drives to LA and back. So just 92 miles to Bakersfield. And the thing is, once we get to Bakersfield and through Bakersfield, at that point, we're basically at the Grapevine. And once we get to the Grapevine, then I'm going to have to end the live stream. Because I'm going to lose connectivity in the mountains. But accordingly, you can guesstimate that we're about an hour and 40 minutes, hour and a half away from ending this stream. Unlike most of my streams where it's impossible to say when it's going to end, you can estimate this one pretty clearly. So I'm not feeling too tired or tore up yet, you know. Obviously I just got started. But the key element of these trips is it's downhill on the way back, right? Because I go down there, I don't have any Adderall. And by the time I get down there, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of tired. This has been, you know, kind of a long drive at least. But then I take Adderall and then I drive back and I'm like, yeah, no big deal. This is fine. Especially if I'm smart and I put a pillow like I have right now to help keep my shoulders and neck from getting tired. We're now in Kingsburg, which is the town past Selma. I slowed down when I passed the cop. I need to speed back up again. The guy behind me is like, come on, you're in the fast lane, go faster. Okay, fair enough. So Kingsburg, next two exits. Despite its name, there are not any actual kings who live in Kingsburg. King Charles, for example, lives in England somewhere. Not in Kingsburg. So you might well complain about false advertising. I wouldn't complain about you complaining about false advertising if you were to do that. So if you want to do that, go right ahead. Feel free to do that. Obviously, because I'm driving, I'm not as able to read and respond to the chat as I normally am and normally do. Accordingly, this live stream is more of a boring travelogue / mono-travelogue than normally my live streaming would entail. So, you know, if you're feeling like, hey, Eric, this is boring, you're not reading what I'm saying, I don't like this. Well, I understand. I feel for you. And I'd say, you know, go ahead, do something else. Later on tonight, like we're really tomorrow morning early. And I'll live stream in a more conventional fashion. I'm feeling really ready for a little Adderall. I'm feeling pooped out. You know, I did a good job of pooping it. I ate intercourse with my wife, so I'm feeling flushed in that regard as well. And I'm feeling slept up. I got another extra nap in today, and when I woke up, I didn't notice right away, but I noticed when I got in the car here that my sleep deficit wrinkle under my eye has retracted, so that means I am fully slept up. Obviously, one of the realities of going to LA and back that I consistently have to deal with is stomach acid. I don't have it currently, but I know I will probably on the way back. I might want to get some. Do I have some here? I might have some in the car, or if I don't, I might want to get some antacids, because it's just like sitting, driving, drinking coffee, drinking Coke, eating fast food, smoking a bunch of cigarettes. That all combines to equal stomach acid for me. And so this is one of the things I just have to understand when I go on a trip to LA, that I'm going to need to probably get some antacids so that I'm comfortable on the way back. And that's okay, you know. I don't need to be so angry at myself over needing antacids. Not that I ever was, but let's pretend I was. So this will be a healing moment for me. Because everybody loves healing moments. Who out there right now could use a healing moment? Well, I'm going to give you one right now with a magical word that I have. It's called Namaste. Namaste means you're healed in India talk. Alright, so you see here we're passing the Affinity truck. We're going to pass over here a night transportation big rig. We've got slower traffic here in the middle lane. I'm at 77, but I'm kind of in this gap here. I'm going to crank it up to 79. Try to close the gap on this car in front of me a little bit. I'm not close to that. It's fine because I'm opening a gap on the person behind me. As long as that person is not pushing on my ass trying to get me to go faster, then we're fine. We're still in the Central Valley here in California. We'll remain in the Central Valley all the way until we get to the Grapevine, basically. Granaries over here on the left. This is still primarily farmland and agricultural stuff, so that's a fully operational granary, you know. It's got train tracks going right by it. They take out all the food, you know, grains, cattle, almonds, whatever. Take them out on those trains. on the camera. On the right, coming up, we've got a lot of cows. Because that is a cow farm. You can see all the cows maybe if you look at them. I'm not sure how great your view of the cows was, but that's fine. Coming up on 8 o'clock now. It says 7:52 on the car clock. And I'm anticipating getting in there around 11 p.m. Getting into the boarding. I probably won't live stream between this side of the Grapevine and then this side of the Grapevine again. So I figure there'll probably be about a 3-hour window there between live streams. Then I'll stream all the way back till I get to Highway 41, like when I get up into the mountains a little bit. So that's the schedule for today. We don't normally have a schedule. We do have a schedule today. Let's have you rejoin me here in the driver's seat, where as you can see it is now dark. That's okay. That's why. Alright, we have the Family Tree Farms Research Center. You can't see it, but that's okay. Just gotta see me, it exists. We are passing a train that's passing. We're passing it on the left. See, we're faster than the train, so that's good. We're not going fast enough for this guy though, who's passing me on the right. Well, it does, it reads 2 miles an hour faster than I'm actually going. So I'm actually going 77. We're coming up on Betty Drive, also known as exit 98B. You may remember back in Fresno we were at 130, so we've covered a decent amount of ground, but only 32 exits. On our left, which you cannot see, we have a California milk place that has milk being stored in a big milk silo. Now, this is a fairly developed little bit of town here. I'm not sure where exactly we are, to be honest. Like what this place is called. You can't be in Bakersfield already, but it's looking like kind of a big place, you know. I'm gonna get over because there's a guy behind me who wants to go faster than me. So we're at the junction with the 198. If we wanted to go to Visalia, we would go here, get off on the 198. College of Sequoias, next exit. So we're here where you switch off to 198 East, go to Visalia and Sequoia National Park, or 198 West. So we're in Visalia. That's where we are. I'm from Visalia. I'm from Visalia. I'm from Visalia. And we're going to bypass those 198 exits and go stay here on the 99. We're going to ease on over back into the left lane now. And we've done a great job of that. It's smooth sailing down the 99 tonight. Very little traffic. Easy drive. You know, this round trip to LA thing, depending on how it goes, it can take quite a bit out of me, or not so much, depending, right? And today's going real smooth so far. I don't know if Rachel's here, but if she is, obviously, if there's any trouble or whatever, call me and I'll answer the phone, obviously. You know, there shouldn't be any trouble, but one worries a little bit when one leaves one's wife at home alone. It's just how it goes. So having passed Visalia, we are now in the home stretch to Bakersfield. But I would guess, have at least an hour left to get to Bakersfield. Maybe a little more than that. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes. It's currently 8 o'clock. 7:58. Exit 94 is behind us now, Caldwell Avenue, in our rear view mirrors. The Bolero to get gas on the way out, even though I didn't need much. I like to fill it up there. Then I'll fill it up again in LA, somewhere around Delilah's house. And then I'll fill it up again at the Bolero on the way back. Really a 2-tank of gas trip, which is not cheap, but you know, could be worse. Alright, so we're in another work zone, which once again says 55 miles per hour will be enforced. Of course, if it will be enforced, and I'm not sure it will, but if it will, it seems to only be enforced if they're actually working. Of course, we're talking about Caltrans, so they're never actually working. We've got our 2 lanes here, then we've got like a solid 4 lanes worth of road that's being worked on for years and years and years. And then we have another 2 lanes going the other direction over on the other side of this big chunk of working road they have. Like I said before, we have been driving this road now. I have, Rachel has as well, some of the time at least, for over a year. And as far as I can tell, they have made no progress on this. Something just kicked it out of cruise control. that could have been. Well, maybe it was a iffy spot of traction on the road or something. Anyway, we're moving through this work zone as quickly as possible. Because it's pretty iffy road, really. Butology. There's a advertisement for a cosmetic surgeon. You don't make people look more beautiful, cosmetic surgeons. You make people look weird. That's the truth of the matter. Let's just admit it. We're now at Cart Mill Avenue here in Tulare. Exit 89 would take us directly to the Tulare Town Center. However, we don't want to go to the Tulare Town Center. So instead of doing that, we will a truck with big bright lights. Truck here. Quite a bit faster than me. Alright, here in Tulare, we are about to pass 88, Prosperity Avenue, Blackstone Avenue. This is an exit that I am very familiar with because frequently when Rachel and I drive to LA or back from LA, we'll stop at Token Farms here, a dispensary in Tulare, to pick up weed. Today I stopped at the Indian weed store instead, so I don't need to stop in Tulare to get weed. Tulare outlets are here as well at the Prosperity Avenue Blackstone exit, along with the Galaxy Luxury Plus movie theaters, which promise you the opportunity to relax in luxury. Alright, exit 87 brings up the route to the 137, also Tulare Avenue, before it turns into the 137. And if we wanted to go to either Lindsay or Port Coran, then we would take that exit, but we don't. And once again, find myself behind a dually here on Highway 99. Not unexpectedly. The dually is kind of Highway 99's official vehicle, I think. I'm going to get over and let this guy with the bright lights behind me pass me. I don't really feel like having his high beams up my ass all night. Okay, next up is Bardsley Avenue. If you are a bard and you want to behave in a Bardsley fashion, you're probably going to want to get off here at Bardsley Avenue. It's also the location of the fairgrounds. What county is this? I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure what county. I guess it's Tulare County, that's right. Tulare is its own county. So, if you want to go to the Tulare County Fair, you can do so by getting off here at Bardsley Avenue. Alright, well, Bardsley Avenue is now behind us. That's the last you're going to hear of it for a while, because we're on to a much more exciting place, Page Avenue. P-A-I-G-E, just to mix it up a bit, right? Just to mix it up, like the girl's name, Paige. Well, Page Avenue is coming up on our right. We're not going to get off there. We are going to note what things are there. For example, Daryl's storage is right here. It's right there. You can look at it yourself if you wanted to. You just have to turn around in time. Well, you missed it. You went too slow. The International Agri Center is available for each of the next 3 exits, or ways you can get to the International Agri Center. As you can see here in Tulare, there's a lot of optimism, a lot of fresh starts, a lot of enthusiasm. There's the Loves, there's the McDonald's. I wonder if my transmission is slipping or something. Kind of feels like it a bit of times. I, of course, have a manual transmission, so I don't even know what that would mean, per se. But like sometimes when I push down the gas pedal and it's in gear, it kind of revs for a second. Like right there. Well, I don't know what that means. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Sure, this car has 130,000 miles on it. So it wouldn't shock me if something else breaks. But it's been quite a reliable car. This Mini Cooper 4-door Countryman. Have to hope it at least makes it back to Mariposa. I'm not seeing any lights or anything that suggests there's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with this guy behind me who insists on having his brights on. But, you know, what are you going to do? I will tell you, it does not look nearly this light out to the naked eye. It's quite dark outside, actually, right now. But looking out the window like that through the camera, it looks a lot brighter than it is. All right, so we're continuing on our tour of Central California, California's Central Valley. We're driving this way, we're driving that way. We're moving, we're shaking, we're living like Claude Aiken. Bringing you back. I pushed the wrong button. There. Alright, well, we're back over here with me in the driver's seat. And I'm sure that feels very nurturing and warm, reassuring to you to know that I'm here not just in voice, but in physical, corporeal form as well. Okay, asswipe? Jesus. What a fucking asswipe. It's like there's no place to go, dumbass. We're in a long line of cars. You're not going to make any progress here at all. You're just going to get in front of one more car and then you're going to be all pissed off and impatient again. Exit 81 is coming up. Exit 81 and Avenue 184 are obviously not in agreement. It seems to me that maybe Avenue 184 could just be Avenue 81, then it would be the same as the exit number. That would make a lot more sense. But instead, Avenue 184 has to be a number that's totally unrelated to its exit number. Why? Nobody really knows why. These are the kind of questions that often defy easy answers. The Philip S. Rain Rest Area is coming up in just 3/4 of a mile. If you always wondered, hey, where's the Philip S. Rain Rest Area? Well, now you know. It's right here between Tulare and Bakersfield. And I am indeed absolutely shocked to report, absolutely stunned to report to you that the rest area is open. This rest area also has, I don't think, been open one time in the year and a half that we lived here. It's open, so I guess they reopened the rest area. That's kind of a shock. It's like they closed the rest areas with COVID, and they haven't opened them until just now or something. I don't know. So, you know, we're moving at a little bit more of a languid pace now. We're at about 72. Earlier we were at 78, even 80, according to my speedometer, which, keep in mind, runs a little fast. So I'm actually going a little slower than it says. Car in front of me, Heart My Shad. This is the one who got all excited and spat around me like as fast as he could because he was so frustrated that I was in front of him. Well, I told him, I'm like, you're not going to accomplish anything with your Speedy Gonzalez move here. The only reason I'm not up on the ass of the person in front of me is because there's obviously no place to go. So just chill out. Why don't you go to the Martella Livestock Market Incorporated for a change? Instead, Heart My Shad didn't listen to me. And he decided to be all like, I'm impatient. Well, now what, Heart My Shad? I'm right behind you. How much ground did you make up with all of your little meowings? None. You're now, instead of being one car behind me, you're one car in front of me. I hope you're happy. I hope that's what you wanted to accomplish. That's all you accomplished. And for the record, I don't want to heart your shad. Tipton. We're now in Tipton. Population 3,500. Avenue 152, again, not corresponding with the exit number of 77. There's no good explanation as to why. It's just something we have to come to terms with. The junction with the 190 occurs in 3/4 of a mile, which affords us the opportunity to go to Porterville. We're not going to Porterville, but if we were, we would use that exit. So I took down the cruise control a couple MPHs as I'm coming up on some cars in front of me here. We could also get to Springville on the 190, but again, we're going to neither Porterville nor Springville. We're going to keep on heading this way, straight in and through, into and through Bakersfield. So I'm not going to be quite as rigorous and not, well, I might as well, it's not that difficult. I might as well just turn this around. You can look at over there. So we're 4 miles from Pixley and about 60 miles from Bakersfield. I would anticipate that we'll pull into Bakersfield around the time that I originally said. Around 8 o'clock, I said about an hour. That should be right about when we pull into Bakersfield. It smells like cow shit right now here in Pixley. We've got a strong odor of cow manure. I'm assuming that's because there are some cows that live here and they've been pooping. up in 1 mile, that's exit 73. For those of you keeping score at home. I'm dropping down a couple MPHs and I'm coming up upon a car in this lane in front of me. And I'm all the way down to 76, 75 now. So the speed of traffic is slowed a bit. Exit 120, coming up here. More greenery kind of stuff. This looks like a dairy one specifically. It says California. Actually, I can't see it. Got hidden by that truck. It says, yeah, California Dairies is what it does say on it. So that's a dairy, like, I don't know what you call a granary for dairy. A dairy? I don't know. But that's like a granary for dairy stuff. And then coming up over here, we've got another granary, maybe for dairy stuff as well. I'm not sure. Now I will get over and let this guy behind me go past me, since he, of course, is desperate to do so, even though there's nowhere to go except to be stuck behind the car I was stuck behind. But, you know, he's like, I don't care, I want him in front of me, what are you doing? So I'm like, fine, be in front of me, dickwad. Anyway, we're in Early Martin now. It may sound like the name of a convenience store, but it's actually the name of a town here in California on the 99. This truck that got in front of me actually convinced the truck with the trailer to move over, so I guess it wasn't a complete waste of his time to get in front of me. Anyway, we're now in Pixley, which strangely claims to be home to some kind of game reserve. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but maybe we'll see that sign in a little bit. So my butt's starting to get a little bit sore, but that's okay. Sore butt is not really a significant problem for me on these long drives. Sore neck, sore shoulders, that can be more of a challenge for me. We've got a lowrider truck here. It's got very low clearance to the ground. Why people want to do that to their trucks, I don't know. Alright, we finished that health tube. Let's rejoin the action already in progress, namely Eric driving. We've got 45 miles to Bakersfield, 5 miles to Early Mart. 8:20, so we're looking about a 9 p.m. arrival at Bakersfield. Which puts us at the Grapevine about 9:15. Which puts us in 40 right about 11 as anticipated. So we are on time, making good time. We've got a nice easy drive underway here. It's going smoothly. Not a lot of tiring aspects to the drive. Able to use cruise control for much of it. You know, it's like when I drove down to LA in the rain last time. was definitely not a cruise control trip. I had to constantly be adjusting here, there, and everywhere. Much more tiring trip. Takes a lot more out of you when you got to drive in conditions like that. Okay, so Truckee Trucks a lot here has gotten in front of me, which is fine. He was frustrated by me not being on the ass of the person in front of me enough. But what we're all discovering together now is that there's a dickwad who won't get over. Well, we're at exit 67, Avenue 72. The exits and the avenues are starting to come together here, which I think is very important. It looks like we are rolling up here on Early Mart, Avenue 56. No, I'm sorry, it's Duker. How would you like to live in a town called Duker? It might not even be Duker, it might be Alpaw. I think it is Duker, but you go to Alpaw. You know what? Maybe it's not Duker or Alpaw. I think I was right in the first place. It appears to be Early Mart. It says Early Mart next to exit. You must have to get off the next exit to go to Duker or Alpaw. But the Colonel Allensworth State Historic Park is available for your enjoyment on the next exit. I'm sure there's a lot of wonderful history there. And now we're entering Early Mart. Let's turn it around so you can see the action here at Early Mart. We've got a truck stop. Oh yeah. We got a truck stop with certified scales on it. And that was Early Mart. Okay. I hope you saw all of the sights there were to see in Early Mart. It was a pretty spectacular time for me. I hope it was good for you too. So, here we have Avenue 48 and exit 64. So we're about 16 apart from the exit and the avenue. Avenue 48, exit 64, goodbye. I'm hoping that the next exit is 63 and the avenue is more than 49 but less than 63 or 63. If they could just join up right at one big fell swoop like that, that would be fine. But obviously I care enough about the avenues and the exits to want them to match. I'm not a sociopath. I'm not dark triad. Okay. Obviously I want the avenues and the exits to match. The next city that we are going to come upon in 7 miles, just 7 short miles, is the beautiful Central Valley city of Delano. Alright, so we're getting worse. As exit 61 is Avenue 24. That's 37. We went from a gap of 16 to a gap of 37. That's not better. Somebody needs to talk to the Avenue and Exit Committee about this. It's funny how I almost feel like I'm on speed already. I'm so conditioned to doing this drive on amphetamines, at least half of it, you know. But I've been feeling pretty speedy in general, even during Sleepy Week. We got a lot of stuff done, and it always feels like bonus work if I'm doing it just regular. Lower the speed a couple notches here as we're coming up on Home Fries. Home Fries being this truck in front of me. I will put it back up a couple notches. Once again, it dropped out of he's getting off at the Chevron station. Exit 60. Okay, here we are at County Line Road in 1 mile, exit 58. So County Line Road is not a numbered road, it's a named road. If that confuses you, don't worry about it, it's not that important. Just note that we are entering Delano. Next 5 exits, any of those exits you can get off on, and you'll end up in beautiful Delano. And no doubt feel pretty good about yourself. Alright. Well, Slow Joe has gotten over now. He's gotten in front of me to pass a truck. He's now passed that truck, gotten back over into the right lane. And in fact, gotten off on exit 58. As we move through the city limits of Delano, we'll note that its population is some 51,000 souls. Home to a Roadway Inn, a Motel 6, and a number of other places one might visit as a consumer. You know, what's that sound? It's okay, it stopped now. And now it's going again. There, that's better. Okay, so we're still in Delano. We're in central Delano. Exit 1/4 mile to reach central Delano. You'll note that in a 1/4 mile, Highway 155 is available to get to Glenville or Alta Sierra. We're going to continue on straight down the south of 99 into and through Bakersfield on our way to Los Angeles, the greatest and biggest and best mediocre city in the world. I think that's a fair thing to say about LA. It's the biggest and best mediocre city in the world. Willomis Avenue is coming up. If your exit is Willomis Avenue, please make your way to the right and exit on exit 54. It's the next exit. If you don't get over soon, you're going to miss it. If you are getting off at Willomis Avenue, it's quite possible the reason you're getting off at Willomis Avenue is to go to In-N-Out. I don't blame you for that choice. Okay, so we're just 5 short miles away from McFarland and just 30 miles out of Bakersfield. It is now 8:32, so that puts us into Bakersfield a little ahead of schedule, a few minutes perhaps. We are going 75 miles an hour instead of 60, so it's going to take us fewer than 30 minutes to get to Bakersfield. Okay, making progress, making time, making progress, making rhyme. Pond Road is next. There may or may not be an actual pond there. I haven't done the research. Also, you should note that Lake Willomis is accessible via the next exit. Presumably there is a lake there. I don't know anything about it, except that it's named Lake Willomis, and that you can get to it here from the Pond Road exit, also known as exit 52. So put that down in your notes for later reference. As we continue on our tour of California's scenic and dark Central Valley. Okay, it's not scenic. So apparently people don't think I should have the dome light on in my car. Well, fine everybody. Jeez. I guess I'll turn it off then. I thought I was being a caring live streamer who was telling everybody, hey, you can look at me because I have a light on. But instead, I guess I was being unsafe and illegal. Fine then, I'll be safe and legal since you want me to be so safe and legal all the time. I've turned off my dome light. But you know what I've turned on instead? My love light, okay? And I want you to dance in the disco ball reflections of my love light. What else can anyone do when one is sitting in the shadow of beautiful, beautiful Sherwood Avenue? Home to a McDonald's here in McFarland. Is that a McDonald's? Yes, it is. It's home to a McDonald's. It's additionally home to a Chevron station. Sherwood Avenue has got pretty much everything you want. It's got a McDonald's and a Chevron station and a Taco Bell. So anyway, I stopped driving with my dome. It's conceivable that I might pull over pretty soon, though, and roll a health tube 2.0. I could do it while I'm driving, but that would probably also require me to turn on the lights. So I guess maybe I'll just pull over and do that before too long. It's kind of warm actually. I don't know what the temperature is. 66. It says it's 66 outside, but it's warm in the car. Probably be a good idea for me to pull all the way off of the highway. Like, you know, get off of an exit that's got an obvious off and on. So I'll keep an eye out for such an exit. Looks like maybe the next one will do. Alright, so the Wasco Paso Robles junction is in 1.5 miles. Exit 44, West 46. But I suspect that that exit has more than just access to that highway on it, because I see some gas station-y looking lights and stuff. And indeed, fuel, next exit 44. We are in the town of Famoso. And on exit 44, if we wanted to access this, we could access the Famosa Inn, which is apparently a hotel. But instead of accessing the Famosa Inn, hotel though it may be, I'm going to access the gas station parking lot. So, we'll go over here like this. And we will go to this gas station. Do we need gas? No, we do not need gas. Well then, what are we doing? Why are we going to the gas station? Well, I'll tell you why. Going to the gas station to roll a joint, okay? So just accept that reality. Just come to terms with it. Pull over here next to this other guy who's also pulled over in the gas station parking lot for whatever reason. Nice to be stopped for a moment. keep driving is not healthy because you need to pull a bong rip. Fair enough. I'm not going to disagree with you there. I do need to pull a bong rip. If I'm not going to pull a bong rip, I'm going to roll a joint. Now, in order to roll this joint, I will need to have a little tray, which I have right here. See, my little tray is the bag I got at the Indian weed store. All right, so we've got our paper out, but it's a little premature, frankly. Let's see what we got here. This is called, thank you, Rachel, I think you're so beautiful. This is called pineapple breeze. This is called pineapple breeze. It's either a hybrid or a sativa. I don't have my bong with me, so I have to roll a joint. No, I'm going to Los Angeles to get Adderall. But while I was on the way down there, I decided to get some pineapple apple pen, obviously. Might as well. Okay, so now we're going to break this weed up. And then we're going to see if it tastes like a pineapple breeze. These are not holes in my shirt or anything. These are all the bits of half-assed cricket yarns on this shirt. This smells good. Breaks up good too. Breaks up all nice and like it's perfect amount of dried, you know. Put that lighter down. Don't try to break up weed while you got a lighter in your hand. Okay. Somebody earlier in the stream said, if you smoke marijuana while you drive, I'm going to call the police on you. So, well, you go right ahead and do that. The cops are on the way, bud, says Jonathan Hansen. Really? Where are they on the way to? Are you rolling up, my youngin'? Yeah, I am. Do you even know where I am? Have you been paying enough attention? I have been telling you where I am the whole way, but I'm not convinced, Jonathan Hansen, that they're on the way. Oh, you told them my DUI, huh? Well, you were lying then, weren't you? Oh, the gas station. Did you tell them just go to the gas station? I just ate Benjamin wax? I don't know what Benjamin wax is. So, they're on the way to the gas station, huh? So which law enforcement agency did you call? Tell me, Jonathan. Do tell me, which law enforcement agency did you call? I want to know. Best recognized. Okay. Wow. And what did they say? What's your emergency? There's a guy rolling a joint at a gas station. That's my emergency. Okay, sir. Thank you. That's not an emergency. But I definitely would enjoy that. I'd like to hear that phone conversation. Not to be mean, but you look like Walter White. I don't think you're being mean. I hear that fairly often, but the only possible way in which I look like Walter White is that I have a beard, a gray beard, you know. So the world does have people like Jonathan. You know, who feel like it's a good idea to try to scare people who are smoking weed or something. But good luck, motherfucker. So, good for me. I pulled this joint. It's looking fine as strawberry wine. Oh, really? I'm breaking the law? What law am I breaking? I will. Thanks, I did a great job. Very proud of myself. Yeah, exactly. I'm smoking CBD flowers for all you know. Or it could even be tobacco, you know? Your dad's a head honcho cop, huh? Okay, well, tell him you better hurry up. Say, Dad, hurry up. Favorite rock song? I mean, I got a lot of good rock songs. That I like. I was singing a good one earlier today. I heard some kind of sad news about Johnny. Johnny has been sober for 3 years. Jawny, Johnny, you know. And, apparently he started drinking again. So obviously that makes me feel a little sad for him or whatever. However you want to put it. Alright, let's move along now on our journey. I would like to maybe call the cops real quick to help them figure out what to do with Jonathan's enigmatic instructions. Hey, cops, this is Eric. Did a guy named Jonathan recently call you and say that there was a guy smoking weed at a gas station someplace in the world? Well, I'm that guy. And I just wanted to help you find me. wave, I saw like a line of like highway patrol cars tearing off of this exit with their sirens blaring, going to the gas station. Be like, I got out of there in the nick of time. All right, so it is the case that we were formerly on track to be at Bakersfield by 9. We have now obviously fallen behind that schedule. That's okay. That's okay because we don't need to be that concerned about getting to Bakersfield exactly by 9 o'clock. We're kind of on Kimberlina Road in 2 miles. That'll be an exciting change of pace for us all. About the pineapple breeze, it's good. I like it. It doesn't taste very much like pineapple. It does taste a little bit like a breeze. Alright, I'll get over. Jeez. Alright. Have a faintly fruity taste to it, but I wouldn't call it pineapple. All right, I'm done with that. That away. And we're just cruising on down the road here. I'm gonna set you guys up for road view. It seems a better perspective currently than the alternative. Alright, okay, well, you didn't even give me a chance to get over before you rushed around me. Maybe my clutch is giving out again. It's possible. Okay. relax. I'm going plenty fast. You don't need to be such a Speedy Gonzales all the time. Alright, so now I'll get over back into the fast lane. I think I've let everybody around me who wants to go a million miles an hour now. We're coming up on exit 37. Some people call it the sexiest of the exits, but I don't. That doesn't excite me. I don't think it is a very sexy exit. So what we're looking at here in terms of location, we've got Shafter, which, along with Duker and Shafter are a couple of places you could live, but I'm not sure why you would live. Also, the Lardo Highway. No, the Lerdo Highway. So we should be rolling into Bakersfield before too long, which no doubt was at one time a field owned by a man named Baker, but it is now a bustling Central Valley hub. And this bustling hub, to which I just heard, is a scant 12 miles away. So, given that we're likely to roll in there in about 10 minutes, what's it, 9:10, which means it cost us about 15 minutes to stop and roll that joint. That's not so bad. I didn't get over fast enough once again, and this guy is passing me on the right. Well, if you would just be a little bit patient, I would get over for you, and then you wouldn't have to pass me on the right. You just give me like 5 seconds to get over. Not even 5 seconds. But instead, no, they don't give me any seconds. They just get frustrated and go around me. Well, that's fine too. So I'm starting to feel a little physically taxed by this drive, you know. I'm starting to feel a little stiffness in the shoulders. A little bit of like, okay, it's time to stop sitting in the car now. But, yeah, I know you want to go around me, okay? Let me just get around this truck and I'll get over. Fucktard. Alright, so Fucktard is now past me. We'll get back in the fast lane, where I will sing, of course, that Glenn Fry song, Life in the Fast Lane. Life in the fast lane, surely gonna lose my mind. Life in the fast lane, turn me around you. Pretty good song, Life in the Fast Lane, actually. You might say, but Eric, isn't that from somebody who is in the Eagles? Yes, it is. And don't the Eagles suck ass? Yeah, they do. But that doesn't mean that everything they ever did is bad, or that everything that every Eagles member ever did is bad. So remember that simple lesson. Even the Eagles can occasionally do something right. Merle Haggard Drive is coming up, next exit. And Bakersfield is coming up the next 12 exits. So you've got a little bit of time if you want to get off anywhere at Bakersfield. Pouch take you from girl to girl. That was some sort of billboard for a spa or something. Or maybe a lip plumping thing, I don't know. But it says Pouts, Pouts, take you from girl to girl, with a lot of R's. So if you're a female and you were curious how to get from girl to girl, well, you need to pout more. That's how you do it. If you have sufficiently increased pouting, you too can increase your number of R's from one to many. Alright, we are cruising through Bakersfield, sometimes known as Bakersfield. We just passed the Bakersfield Truck Center, and we're closing in on Norris Road, the way to get to Oildale. And for the record, we are in Kern County. That is the county. We are in Kern County, between Tulare County and LA County. It's the county that includes Bakersfield. Here's the sign, the Welcome to Bakersfield sign there on the right. You may or may not be able to see it in the bug-splattered window. You'll note a variety of different available services, activities, sites, etc. here in Bakersfield. Including but not limited to Olive Drive, coming up next exit. I'm getting over to let this fast motorcycle man go in front of me. He wanted to go very fast. He's racing that car, it looks like. Anyway, Olive Drive is now behind us. If you wanted to get off on Olive Drive, you're too late. I was very pleased today by the wonderful sexual intercourse that I had with my wife. And you know me, I like to be pleased by my sexual intercourse. Unlike a lot of people. Well, we are making good progress. We are formally breaching the Bakersfield city limit only now. I didn't get a chance to look at the population, but I would assume Bakersfield has a population of over 100,000. I'm going to guess it somewhere at the 125,000 range. If you want to go to Buttonwillow, take the next exit. It's got an adorable little name, Buttonwillow. But I bet you it's not that adorable of a town, to be perfectly honest. out here in the Central Valley, somewhere off to the east of Bakersfield. Probably not nearly as cute a little town as it is a town with a cute name. There's no way to deny that Button Willow is a cute name, right? You could take a daughter and name her Button Willow whatever, and that would be just fine for a girl's name. Button Willow. I like it. The problem with naming your kid Button is the nickname for your kid is probably going to be Butt. Although it could be shortened to Giat. If we wanted to go dead straight into the Mojave Desert, we could take the East 58 here to Mojave and to Tehachapi. Okay, Dickwad McGee here wanted so bad to go in front of me in the left lane. So I get over, he's going to get in front of me. Ming Avenue here in Bakersfield. I incorrectly in a previous live stream referred to Ming Avenue as being a road in Fresno. That is incorrect. Ming Avenue is here in Bakersfield, not in Fresno. Please make the correction. If you know that live stream where I'm talking about this maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I talked about Ming Avenue being in Fresno, I was incorrect. Please update your records accordingly. Ming Avenue is here in Bakersfield. Kick it up a couple MPHs. As we broaden the roadway here into 4 lanes. White lane is coming up in 1.5 miles. Exit 21, white lane. Of course, we've got a 55 mile per hour zone ahead. Will be enforced. Radar. Because, of course, Caltrans is purportedly working up here. Is Caltrans actually working? Well, let me ask you this. Has Caltrans been working at any of the previous work zones that we passed through? No. So, will it be enforced right now? Probably not. Does that cause them to change the sign? No, it doesn't. Why? Because they're sign liars. That's what they are. They're sign liars. They don't even care if the signs they put out are telling the truth or if they're just big fat lies. If you're willing to lie on a sign, what aren't you willing to do? What low will you not stoop to if you're willing to lie on a sign? Somebody on the other side of the freeway is getting pulled over by a policeman. Fortunately, that's not me. That's somebody else. I'm going to get over into the second from the fast lane because, like everybody else, I'm of the theory that if you're not in the fast lane, cops won't pull you over. Let's see what this says. High-profile vehicles not recommended over the Grapevine because of gusty winds. Well, this Mini Cooper may be a lot of things and may not be a lot of things. One thing it's not is a high-profile vehicle. This car has a low center of gravity. Should be able to handle the winds, no problem. that was your opportunity to go to Popeyes if you wanted to. But you missed that chance now, so you're going to be stuck with some other kind of fast food. Don't worry. Popeyes was probably out of the thing you wanted anyway. They usually are. Kaiser Permanente Sports Village is available at the next exit. I don't have a lot of fondness or respect. They kind of suck ass. So, you know, what are you gonna do? You just gotta deal with it. You know, you just gotta deal with it. The point is, don't let Kaiser Permanente tell you what to do. Say, hey, Kaiser Permanente, you suck ass. Go ahead. You tell them that. Next exit is Greenfield. Beautiful, beautiful Greenfield. Gateway to Taft and Lamont. Just outside of Bakersfield, beautiful Green. Has a Jack in the Box, a Chevron, a 7-6 station, everything. An Arco station. Okay. Now that we've passed Greenfield, let's notice the following. Coming up ahead, there is an exit that has not just an IHOP, not just an Arby's, but also a gas station. We are now 36 miles to Gorman and 14 to Mettler. Mettler is the town that, I believe Mettler is at the base of the Grapevine on this side of it. It might be a little bit up, but I think it's the one right at the bottom of the Grapevine. So basically we got 14 miles until I'm nixing the stream, calling it stream over for the moment, because we'll be going into the mountains and we will lose connectivity. Once I get on the other side of the mountains in LA, however, I'm not going to immediately start live streaming again. And the reason for that is because I don't want to start a stream, stop a stream, start a stream, stop a stream, you know. So I'll just wait till I get back across the other side of the back this way on this side of the Grapevine again before I restart the stream. I just want to say to all of you who've been here for any portion of this stream, let alone, I want to tell you, great job. You've done a great job of being here, despite the fact that I can't even read chats. I want to say I'm impressed, I'm amazed. I want to be like you someday. In the meantime, I'll just have to be okay with being like me. Now that's good pillow placement right there. That's what won me the Nobel Prize for pillow plating. I am really fully elevated up. My head is pushed forward. I'm not having to use my neck at all to hold my head up. I'm just using pure pillow. Well, we're passing Arvin, Bear Mountain Boulevard. Arvin, You and your Chevron station were really wonderful to see. Thanks for being here. Exit 13. Some might say it's an unlucky exit, but not Arvin residents. They understand that life really begins at exit 13 on Highway 99. Nine times 11 is 99. So keep that in mind. Remember that 99 is just 1 9 away from being an upside down 666. So you gotta watch out for 999. It could be secretly the devil in disguise. Disguising itself by being upside down. You might say, but Eric, could a 999 really persist in an upside down state for that long? Well, who knows what tricks the devil has up his sleeve? Who knows? You think you're going to outsmart the devil? He's clever. He's devious. You got to watch out for him. He could even show up as, a 222, and it turns out he just chopped himself into thirds. So you really got to be careful. Doesn't look like you can see it particularly well, but up ahead of us, the Grapevine begins snaking into the high country. And soon enough, I will be on that road. Once we get there, I'll end this stream. So, about 5 or 10 minutes left on this stream. 9:20. I had estimated some time back before taking that unplanned break to roll a joint that we'd get to the base of the Grapevine about 9:15, 9:20. So we're not doing too badly here. I made up a little bit of the time I lost rolling that joint. So good for me. And good for you as well. After all, you continue to do a great job of being here during the live stream. And that's not something to take lightly, That's not the sort of thing that you're just going to earn a certificate of participation for. No. That's the kind of thing that maybe you deserve a Nobel Prize for. So over to the left, I can see the 5 splitting off from the 99, which means coming up very soon between the splitting off point, which is basically just a little bit past the base of the Grapevine. Here's Sandrini Road. exit 7 was. It's Sandrini Road. Again, those of you who are keeping, I appreciate you. I wonder if the Oakland A's won tonight. Okay. We're making good time, good progress. I expect to roll into Delilah's about 11 o'clock as indicated. Road, Copus Road, both available here at exit 5. Doesn't appear to be a whole heck of a lot going on either of those roads, but here we are, 1 mile from. So what that means is you're about to say adios, goodbye, sayonara, and farewell for the time being. Keep in mind, friends, if you feel lost without the ongoing melodious drone of Eric's voice, it shall return in just a few short hours as when I get back to Mettler. Okay, here we're having a dark period that stretches between Mettler and Mettler. Can anticipate it being approximately 3 hours. Until then, I bid you a very fond and loving farewell.